Discover 5, Unit 11 and 12 speaking test. Hello, buddy.
Hello, teacher.
So, can you start off by introducing yourself for me, please?
So my name is Nhật. I'm 14 years old. Now I'm currently a secondary school in Vietnam. I am living in Hà, which is a developing urban area in Hanoi. In terms of personalities, I would describe myself as someone who can remain optimistic in some stressful situations, but also feel tired with everything.
I can feel you on that, buddy. I can feel you on that. It's good to hear that you're optimistic. What do you enjoy doing in your spare time?
So in summer spare time, I sometimes usually spend playing Minecraft with my friends, or I will calling some of my friends to play sports like badminton, football, or pickleball.
Good. Pickleball.
Yes.
It's good to hear. Right, so let's move on. We've got protecting animals. So we're going to be going over some of the different topics that you've learned throughout the course of Discover 5. So let's start off with the first one. We've got protecting animals. Why should we protect animals, and how can we protect animals?
So in my opinion, animals are extremely important because firstly they create the environment which can store much more carbon dioxide. So for instance, we know that the forests they absorb the carbon dioxide to reduce the global warming. But some other animals such as the elephant or zebras in the wildlife, they they are help them to grow healthily by spreading their seeds through their waste, and without them there will be less carbon dioxide absorption. Or secondly, I think there are because the animals they have take a main role in the food productions. In fact, over 75 crops in the world come from the animals. So a clear example is bee. Bee they pollinate many crops in the farmers, or some kind of the insects and birds that eat pests which damage crops. And without them, their farmers they would like to use the chemical more, which make the environmental problems become more worse.
Okay, good, excellent stuff. So,
And
how do you think we should be protecting animals?
so I think that to protecting the animals, we we must require more people to have same ideas with us. I I will create some other activities at schools like other like planting trees or some other writing competitions to write your opinion about what do you think about some other people that are damaging the environments, or I will recommend some of their ideas to some of the global website for them to build more sanctuaries or shelters for animals to live.
So you think that education's the way forward then?
Yes.
Okay, good, excellent stuff. Okay, so let's move on to the next bit. We've got teeth are important. What do humans and animals use teeth for?
So with the humans, I think that the only ways that humans use teeth is just for eating. We have four types of teeth: incisors for biting, canines for biting, and molars and premolars for grinding foods. So if we miss one of them, then so we can eat food and digest them easily. But with animals, they're using teeth for survival. Some other example that we can tell is a carnivore like lion or tigers. They are most one of the predators in the world, and they have a long sharp canines in their mouth, which can help them to catch and holding the prey. Or some other herbivorous animal like cow, they have a large flat molars which can help them to grind the grass and they eat.
Okay, good. What about this animal here, for example? What kind of teeth do
So,
they have, and what do they use their teeth for?
so the snake they have fans in their mouth So when they feel frightened, they usually use the venoms inside their fangs to scare away the danger.
Okay. Right. So let's move on to the next bit. So we've got why are wheels important? What do you think about this particular topic?
So I think that wheels are extremely important because it makes everything in our life possible. For instance, like we can tell is our transportations.
Mm-hmm.
So in the past, that when people don't have a wheels, they have to require a physical effort. But now with the wheels, we have built many vehicles and technologies such as like cars, buses, and trains, which can help us to transport food and materials quickly.
How would the world look without wheels?
So it will like what?
What would be different in the world if we didn't have any wheels?
So like I think it will hard to transportation. Instead of using wheels, people will use like some other strong animals to transporting, but it was too risky.
Mm-hmm.
And for education, the wheels I have important roles in like product produce book. However, without wheels, it will be hard to ride.
Right, let's move on to the next topic, which is animal communication. How and why do animals communicate?
So in some in the wildlife, there are many functions that why animals use communicate,
Mm-hmm.
especially collaborate, warning or protecting their territories. For instance, with their gorilla, they or when they are in the danger, they will show when they will like make some other signals which can scare away the danger.
So, what kind of signals might they use?
They shout it or roars or they uh, hit their chest.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's take this picture here, for example. We've got a penguin and obviously some kind of falcon. What kind of communication is going on here, and why is that occurring?
So in this picture, there are two penguins. They are
Mm-hmm.
shouting to this bird because I think that they think that the birds will 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 affect to their newborn babies
Mm-hmm.
or their territories.
Right. Let's move on to the next one. So, what do different cultures give to the world? What can you tell me about that?
So the I think the I think is cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
So in nowadays there are many cuisines in the world which are spread out in many countries,
Mm-hmm.
especially Italian pizza, Vietnamese pho, or Japanese sushi,
Mm-hmm.
or some kind like other knowledge or innovations.
Mm-hmm.
Like the clear examples that we can tell is a paper that was invented by Asian Chinese. And nowadays, papers was completely changed to people's knowledge. Like we producing the books, make the developing the educations,
Mm-hmm.
and we made the writing.
Okay. Good. So let's have a look at the last little few slides here. So we've got mountains. Why are mountains important?
So I think mountains are very important because this is a place that where there are many animals live
Mm-hmm.
and many animals live um, and it have a important role in the water cycle.
Mm-hmm. So what can you tell me about the water cycle? Can you explain that to me?
So we all know that the higher the mountain, if we move there will decrease in the temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
So when there's a rain, so it usually often falls out of snow and the snow build ups and it forms glaciers. So when the season is spring, the weather slowly to increase and the glaciers start to melt and the water flow down the mountain and it forms the streams and rivers. After that, the sun hit on boil the rivers and stream which are evaporation
Mm-hmm.
and it forms a vapor. Then the vapor they cool
Mm-hmm.
and it form a cloud which we call like condensation.
Good, excellent stuff. So what happens after condensation occurs?
So then the cloud the particles they are heavy and it start to drop down and it started into the top of the mountain and it formed a glacier.
Good, excellent stuff. Okay, so let's come across to the last slide here. So now let's imagine that we've got this mountain cut into 3 different sectors. We've got the bottom, middle, and the top. Can you explain to me what the environment may look like and the reasons why?
So in the bottom of the mountains, the weather is warmer. So there we can find varieties of animals such as deer, monkeys, or small mammals. And it's sometimes usually places for villager,
Mm-hmm.
farmers, or uh,
That's fine. Let's build on that. So let's say that there's villages and the habitat down on the bottom part of the mountain is the most lush. Why is it the most lush down at the bottom? Why is it not at the top?
because then we move on higher,
Mm-hmm.
there will be less oxygen and it will be hard to live. So even on the middle of the mountains,
Mm-hmm.
the weather start to cold and windy. The weather can change very quickly. Like there will be a cold, windy, or foggy instantly. Then the animals here have to adapt to this environment. So there will be some of them have the quick fur,
Mm-hmm.
thick fur, and dense forest.
What about at the top?
On the top of the mountains, the environment is very hard. It's very cold and there's cold and temperature is like in between 1 to 2 degrees Celsius. So in this environment, there will be like special animals live here which have a quick fur, and also they have to change their behaviors. Like they may hide in a cave or go down when the temperatures get hotter.
Okay, good. Nahan, thank you very much. And that concludes the video test.